We live in a world stuck against the clock, where everything's getting faster and faster, while our attention spans are getting smaller. And you can easily figure out when life is going too fast. You start to feel stressed out, anxious, and tired. And the problem becomes, we're living the fast life instead of the good life. It's like we're all trying to get to the finish line, but then when we get there, we're just full of regrets that we weren't able to do all of the things that we wanted to do with our finite amount of time. So instead of letting that happen, because fuck that shit, we don't need that, let's figure out how to actually slow down life and enjoy each of the moments. And we can actually figure out how to solve this by building a habit of eating slow every single day. And in this video, I'm going to explain why it's important and how you can actually build the habit in your own lives. And by the way, I ain't a professional. I don't know all the answers. I don't have all the answers. I'm more so just documenting my experience towards trying to create a healthier life for myself. So if you're gonna make any serious decisions, please advise your health professional. All right, so for starters, we're choosing eating because you eat every single day, usually 2 to 3 times, depends on the person, but it's a really easy way to kind of anchor in this habit of slowing down. And ideally we want to get to a point where it's taking us around 20 minutes to actually complete the entire meal. The reason is our brain and stomach are actually delayed by that period of time. So if we want to actually know when we're full, we got to give ourselves more time. And believe it or not, we're going to be getting a more pleasurable and also more nutrition from the same food that we're eating, just by ensuring that we're chewing more and, again, letting our body do its work. And don't believe me, believe Precision Nutrition. They're the gold standard in the nutrition space at the moment. They are coaching people and teaching people how to become nutritionists. And they specifically say that eating slowly and mindfully is more important than what you eat, when you eat, where you eat, and who you eat with, or trying to get anything else perfect. And honestly, I think it's really tough for the majority of us to slow down because speed is sexy. It's like, oh my God, this guy can go so fast, he can do so much. It's like, oh, he must be really smart. Oh, he must be really successful. And usually going slow is perceived with stupidity or this person's lazy. And for those of you, myself included, asking, why should we even be doing this in the first place? There's 3 main benefits that you really want to note. 1, if you get bloating, stomach pain, acid reflux, and various stuff like that, it's not going to be as prevalent anymore. This was definitely a situation for me for a very long time, and luckily it has more so corrected itself on a greater level. Next, you get 3 breaks every single day. Oftentimes we're like rushing and rushing and rushing, and I'm trying to do so much and my schedule is quite busy, but it's like 3 breaks that I 100% get, whether I like it or not. It's just nice. I've felt more chill throughout the day, which I like. And finally, seriously, you are actually going to feel more satisfied with the exact food that you're eating already, because we're slowly going to be training you to actually taste and smell and sense and feel the textures in your mouth and stuff like that. And it's interesting, they've done some research, but when you actually slow things down, like the Italians are a great example. They understand how to slowly do things and enjoy stuff. And you're just really gonna get more satisfaction and pleasure from the stuff you're already doing. Okay, now let's figure out how to actually add this to your life. By the way, again, as context, Precision Nutrition is the one that's teaching me all about this and gave me all of this knowledge, so kudos to them. But essentially, this is the level 1 that they introduced me to. For starters, take a stopwatch, and ideally don't use your phone, because if you see your phone, you're gonna start watching YouTube videos while you're eating, and we don't wanna be doing that. But anyways, use a stopwatch or a timer of some sort to just time your meal in the very beginning. And don't try to extend it for the first meal, just see how long it takes. Maybe it takes 5 minutes, or it takes 10 minutes, or it takes 15 minutes. And from that standpoint, that's going to be your base level. Next time you eat, try to add 5 minutes. Just, again, look at the timer while you're eating and literally just be like, I'll be at like 5 minutes and I'll be like halfway done my plate and I'm like, shit, I need to slow down. So I'll start taking literally like the smallest little bites, and I'm just trying to beat the clock. Another little thing for level 1 is every single time you take a bite, put your utensils down. Oftentimes I find myself, when I have food in my mouth, I'm already preparing the next one to shovel right into my freaking mouth, and it's just like, shovel, shovel. Yeah, I'm just like literally biting like maybe 3 times and swallowing. Then once you've kind of got that, again, we want to make stuff as simple as possible, because if it's not simple, you're not gonna do it. So once you kind of maybe extended your stuff a couple minutes, feeling a little more comfortable, you want to take on a little more challenge, you can introduce yourself to level 2, which is basically going to be, okay, let's actually have you mindfully eat. So actually focus on the food that you're eating instead of watching YouTube or Netflix or whatever it is. And when you're actually doing that, trying to figure out, okay, what do I actually taste? What textures can I taste? Looking at your food, actually smelling it before you eat it. Various little things like that, trying to engage your senses. Again, this is gonna really kick in the pleasure area. And while we're actually eating, we want to be aiming for 2 things. If it's soft food, we want to be aiming for like 15 bites. If it's hard food, like a steak or something like that, more so 30 bites. I honestly don't really count my bites. I don't really want to make it mathematical. I'm just more so trying to wait until my mouth is basically mush. Once it's that point, it's going down. Other things you can actually use to slow yourself down is putting the fork in your non-dominant hand, putting way less on your fork, and also kind of exploring different combinations of food. What I oftentimes like to do is I'll basically have my food all scattered around and I'll take different combos. I'll be like, how does egg taste with kimchi? How does egg taste with a cucumber? Various stuff like that, and literally just exploring. So it makes each bite different and each bite interesting. And the last couple tips are, try to break up your eating, just like we did before with putting your utensils down, by separating with maybe a breath, or separating by taking a drink of water. And again, doing the same thing with your liquids, actually trying to taste and enjoy them, maybe even swish it around in your mouth. And I would kind of push you to continue using the timer until you feel confident about being able to get to the 20-minute mark. And I want to kind of stress here, don't beat yourself up when there's instances where you eat really fast. Just once you remember, just try to pull yourself back. You are not perfect, just try your best, and that's really it. That's all you can do. And here's the thing with living a slower life. It's kind of messed up because the world we live in basically doesn't set us up for success. For example, when you're scrolling through YouTube or social media, you just get dopamine hit after dopamine hit after dopamine hit. You just want to go faster and faster so you can get these various rewards. But unfortunately, that doesn't match up with what we're trying to do. And here's the thing, our current environments, specifically social media, are not really setting us up to live a slower and more meaningful life. But if you want to get rid of your social media addiction, this is exactly how I did it here. Feel free to check that one out. All right, I'll see you guys in the next one.